Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I'm excited to do. It is going to be a chill Q&A with me and my generously poured glass of wine right here. I don't know what questions you're going to ask me though, so I had to pour myself a glass of wine. And it is also 4:51 at the time I'm filming this, so that's close enough to 5 o'clock. Thank you so much. But I'm going to be doing a Q&A. I'm excited. I haven't done a Q&A in a while. And in today's video is also going to be my 90K giveaway. I've put together a little something for hitting 90,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is kind of a daunting number to say, but thank you guys so much for 90,000 subscribers, for continuing to come by and support my channel. It means so much. I love what I do. I love that this is part of what I get to do as a career, and it makes me so happy. So stay tuned. I'm going to answer some of your questions, and then I'm going to get into that giveaway, and I hope some of you will be excited and want to get entered. But first up, I asked on my YouTube community tab and then also on Instagram using the questions feature, and we got some questions to answer. So let's just pop through. I'm going to try to get through as many as I can without making this video an hour long, because most of my videos are pretty close to that. From Mel Joyous, she says, what is the best compliment you've ever received, and what is the best advice you've ever received? Wow, starting off with some doozies there. Okay, the best compliment that I've ever received. This is just kind of popping off the top of my head. I don't know if this will be like the best ever in my life, but I think about YouTube and I think about my career, and I think that to me, the compliments that really mean the most to me is when someone compliments me on my work ethic. I take those compliments, like when I hear other people talk about me, if I'm doing a collab with someone, or maybe someone is just recommending my channel and they talk about my work ethic and how consistent I am, so much more to me than someone saying that I am pretty or I do nice makeup or things like that. When people compliment something that I really put so much into, that is what means so much to me. So those are definitely the best compliments to me. It's not bad to be complimented on your makeup looks, especially if you spent a lot of time on it, or you know, different things like that. Like, of course it's always great and amazing, but I just get so much more of a feeling when I get complimented on something that I work really hard at, like my career. So there's that. Also, speaking of makeup, I did film this look. It should be over on my Instagram now. It is using the new Sigma Rosa palette. I was talking about this in my recent Will I Buy It video. I just finished filming it, and now I'm now I haven't even taken a sip of wine yet, and now I'm filming this one, but it is with this beautiful Rosa palette from Sigma that is available now. So that tutorial will be on my Instagram. Okay, her second question was, what is the best advice you've ever received? Don't sleep in your makeup. And that is from my grandma Millie. She, from like the youngest age I can remember, she would give me tips and advice on, I mean, essentially makeup and skincare. She also told me if I wanted to do a beauty mark, because she had a beauty mark, that I didn't actually need 8 beauty marks on my face. Like, just pick a spot and then keep doing the beauty mark there, because she would have a pen. It was a red pen, I remember, and she would fill in her beauty mark on her lip, and then I would come out of her room literally covered in beauty marks, and she'd be like, no, that's not what you do. But she always told me, don't sleep in your makeup. And she would make us, when me and my cousins would spend the night at her house, it was like the highlight of my childhood was spending the night at my grandma's house, and we would get to play in all of her makeup, and it would be so much fun, and wear her like silk robes. It was amazing. But every night she would make us take the makeup off with Vaseline. And she would let us go crazy with her powder puffs and, again, like her beauty marks and her eyeliners and her eyeshadows and lipsticks. Oh my goodness, her lipsticks. She would let us go crazy, but she always made sure before we went to sleep that we took our makeup off, and it was with Vaseline. We always had to take it off, and that stuck with me through high school, and it also stuck with me through college, where, you know, college, you're on your own, you're an adult, you are in the real world doing your thing, and there would be so many nights that I would stay up really, really late studying at the library. And then I would get back to my dorm / apartment and want to just fall into bed, and I literally would hear her voice saying, take your makeup off, take your makeup off, take your makeup off. And I would take my makeup off. So that's something that's always stuck with me for sure. It looks like it says Sephora, but it's spelled differently, so I'm not really sure how to say that. But it says, give us some relationship advice. Okay. I feel really wise in this area. That's a lie. One of my biggest pieces of advice, and one thing that I feel, so I've been with Mitch for 13 years. 13 years? Maybe even more than that. We have been married for 6.5, but together for 14 years. Oops, I think we had our like dating anniversary is early April, and we both totally forgot it. I literally just remembered right now. We've actually been together for 14 years and both of us forgot that fact. So clearly I'm the best at giving relationship advice. Usually we don't really do much for our dating anniversary. We just celebrate our wedding anniversary. And we typically do something to celebrate our birthdays around the same time, which is the end of March, because we're 4 days apart. I'm a year older and 4 days apart, but somehow like that dating anniversary always gets missed, but that's okay. But one thing that I feel like has been our saving grace is that we have separate bathrooms in our house. So if you can make that happen, I know it's not always possible, but the place that we lived together was a condo. It was a 2-bedroom condo, so like we had our master bedroom, which had an ensuite with it, which was my bathroom, and then there was a guest room on the other side, and that had a separate bathroom too, and that's what Mitch used as a bathroom. And we just did it just to like kind of do it because I'm actually very messy and Mitch is very clean and tidy, so it drives him crazy to see my bathroom and all my skincare out and like my hairbrush and just everything. It just like drives him crazy. So he decided that he wanted to take the guest room, and we realized that that was key. So when we moved into our next house, which was the house that we lived in previously, once again the master had a connected bathroom that ended up being my bathroom, and it was really handy because there was a bathroom right outside the bedroom, and that turned into Mitch's bathroom. And then once again with this house, we do have a bathroom connected to the master, which is mine, and a bathroom right outside the master. The hard part is going to be when we do have kids, because all the bedrooms are upstairs. My 2 offices are technically bedrooms, but if we ever do have kids, I would have to condense or move one upstairs, downstairs, or something like that. And that would probably have to turn into a kid's bathroom, and I'm not really sure how I'm not sure we could handle having the same bathroom. Again, we're just so different with, if you looked at my bathroom compared to Mitch's bathroom, you would understand for sure. He's the clean one in the relationship and I am not. So that's what I always joke is like how we've been able to make it work this long. But I think that we have a lot in common, and we like to do a lot of things together. We both really like sports. We both really like concerts. We like to do that sort of thing together, but we also have very different interests, and we also get to go like be with our friends when we're not under quarantine, but we like to, you know, be with our friends and have our own separate interests. He's a bowler, I'm a writer, so he goes to like bowling tournaments and stuff. I am, you know, jet setting all around, going to all these beauty events and everything, which he's not really into. But so it's like we have our common interests that we get to do together, and we make sure to do them together, but then we also have separate things that we're interested in, so we can kind of like do our own thing too, and I think that it balances really well. Amanda says, do you love to read Kindle versions or hard copies? I transferred all to Kindle now, LOL, just easier for me. Typically reading on a Kindle is easier for me. I read a lot because I am also a book blogger. I am a book reviewer. I have authors, I have publishing houses, I have agents that are depending on me to get my reviews out at a certain time, especially when a book is launching. If you think of how I run my book blog and just having the books that I review, it's very similar to makeup. You want to get your reviews out even before the book is launched, or you want to have it up the day it releases, the day after. So I have to read a lot, and I have to read very quickly, and typically a Kindle version is just easier for me because it's simple for me to take it anywhere. It's very on the go. It's very easy for me to put in my purse if I was going somewhere, but like getting my nails done or like a pedicure or things like that, I typically have a Kindle on my lap and I'm reading it. I read while I eat. I read while I'm like doing my skincare. I am reading all of the time, so it's just easier than having a physical book and having to like put my phone so the pages are staying down and all of that. But there's definitely something really special about a physical book and a hard copy or a paperback, you know, especially holding my own for the first time when I write a new book and I get that get the finished product in my hands, it means a lot more than it being on my Kindle. But just for me as a reviewer, as a book blogger, I do read the majority on Kindle. It's just kind of like the quickest for me. Brianna says, what is your favorite part of quarantine right now? I'm very much home a lot. Not a lot has changed for me in like my daily routine sort of sense. I work from home. I don't have kids, so I don't have kids that are now being home that are depending on me to homeschool them. Shout out to all the parents doing that. I literally have no idea how you were doing that, because that is insanity to me. So not a lot has changed there, but it's definitely very strange. Even just going to the grocery store feels like I have to psych myself up to do it, and I'm kind of nervous. I'm kind of scared to do something like that. And even, you know, because I do work from home, I'm home a lot, so it's nice to get away sometimes, whether it just be going to the grocery store and walking around the aisles, whether it be driving into the next town so I can go to Target or the mall. You know, sometimes I would drive in just as an excuse to get out of my house and do something, because I live in a small town. I don't have a lot of friends here, and I work from home. There's times where I never leave my house, so it'd be like, I'm just gonna do this for me, just to get out, just to do something else, and I don't have that ability now. So working from home is amazing. It has a lot of pros and cons, but it's very isolating. So to already have that, and then now to really have that, I can't have anyone come over, I can't go anywhere. And when you go to a store, you're not just like dilly-dallying around, you're trying to get in and out, you're trying not to talk to people, you're not trying to be around people, you're not touching people. It's very, very challenging. So I feel like that's definitely a really hard part, but I guess one of the best parts for me is that not a whole lot has changed out of my routine. I guess another really good part is seeing how many people are trying to support one another, even just helping keep each other positive. Like the community spirit has definitely really been there. I live in a very small Midwest town, and I feel like the camaraderie and just like the neighborly vibes, people looking out for one another, that's been really nice to see, like the humanity part of it. I'm gonna move over to some Instagram stories, because I'm really gonna try not to make this like the longest Q&A ever, especially because we have a giveaway to get to. But this question from Renee says, if you could collab with any brand, which would you choose? Well, I did recently get to collab with Ofra Cosmetics. I'm wearing my Chiclet blush today, and that was such a great experience. I mean, if you would have asked me that question prior to doing our collab, Ofra still would have been mentioned in there, because they're just such a good brand, not only just quality wise, but just everyone behind the brand. They're just such a solid company, and I'm so proud that my first collaboration was with a company like that and with a brand like that. I definitely have some favorite brands out there. Probably, you know, I would really love to collab with one of my girlfriends, since we're so close in the beauty space. Charlotte Tilbury, Natasha, Denona, Pat McGrath. I don't really know if they do collaborations though, but since we're so tight, I could probably see one of them reaching out to me and asking to do a collaboration. I'm just kidding, of course, but you know, those are some fantastic brands. Obviously ColourPop is a fantastic brand too. I really do enjoy them. They've done some collaborations with some of my friends. I just bought Makeup Just for Fun set before ColourPop had to kind of shutter down for a bit here, so that would be really amazing. But I think it would be cool to do a skincare collaboration maybe one day, just some skincare influencer of the year, and I take it very, very seriously. So I think it would be cool to maybe do like a skincare collab with one of my favorite companies. I don't know, that would be fun. So yeah, I mean there's just so many brands that I love so much. I love this industry, I love this community so much, and it feels really awesome to be a part of it and to be accepted in such a way. One of the hardest questions from Gabby. Favorite ice cream flavor of all time? Of all time? That's so hard. I think it just like depends on where I am. Like I love cookie dough, I love Oreo, I love chocolate, I love mint. Like if I go to Cold Stone, I like cake batter with Oreo. We have a Culver's here, and I like to get a chocolate concrete mixer, and I put cookie dough and Oreo in it. But like I love going to Dairy Queen and just getting a chocolate cone but dipped in chocolate with like the hard outer layer. Fantastic. I am a really big fan of like cookie dough and Oreo though, but I like chocolate ice cream. I don't like vanilla ice cream. The only time I really like vanilla is if I have a hot fudge sundae and there has to be plenty of hot fudge on it. I just don't like vanilla. It's like chocolate. And then I like to mix things in, you know. Now I'm hungry. And it's from Meg Davis 37. Top places you want to go when we're out of self-isolation. You know, just like Target, at home. I really love going to at home on my trips to Des Moines, the mall. That will be super fun. My friends' houses, that would be nice. To see my family, to go to their houses, that would be great. Maybe to go to Alabama to see my side of the family. Get down to Florida to do my launch party that had to get canceled as Rona came and said hello. That would be amazing. Yeah, just not even like any really big crazy trips, but just places that I would be wanting to go to. I did celebrate my birthday on March 23rd. My husband's birthday is right after mine. My brother's birthday is right after his. My niece's birthday is right after that, and poor thing turned 21. And so I said that we should go to like Vegas. Luckily, I was able to take a Vegas trip in January with my mom. I almost didn't go, and at last minute I decided to, and I'm so glad we got that trip in. Just to be able to see my mom, because who knows when I'm going to see her again. But also just to like have that experience and have those memories. But I thought it would be really fun if we could go, maybe if this is like, if we're okay to travel by September, because then we could just celebrate our half birthdays like real big, like September, October time, you know? Like pretend that we're having a birthday, you know? Question is from Key1813, said, what is your favorite yoga pose? That's a good question. You know, I really like arm balances. I tend to work on arm balances a lot. Just like forearm balance, scorpion legs and forearm balance. I typically go upside down. I try to go upside down every single day. Handstands, I used to be really great at them, and then I kind of fell out of it, and I'm trying to get back into them, but it can definitely be tough. But I just like to go upside down. I don't know if that's from like my cheer days and getting thrown all over the place. Arm balances. I like a lot of the flying poses, like flying lizard is one that I practice quite a bit. Flying pigeon is really difficult, but it makes me feel really strong. So yeah, I really like those poses, and just like a good old yoga flow. I'm just a fan of a good old flow. Let's see. Bella Moore says, what would you go back to school for if you had to go? Also, it's free. Well, wouldn't that be great? Because I'm definitely still paying my loans. Let me just... So I went to school. I have 2 different degrees. I have my associate's degree in business with an emphasis in travel and hospitality, and then I have a bachelor's degree in business with an emphasis in entrepreneurship. And so I really enjoy that I have a business degree, especially because I do consider myself, you know, a small business owner, an entrepreneur, and all of that. So there's definitely a lot that comes with making business decisions. I've created a lot of business plans for myself, you know, even something like applying for an LLC, different things like that. You know, my education has definitely come in handy. Travel and hospitality, I loved that major. We got to travel for it. We got to learn how to work in different aspects of the travel and tourism industry, essentially. Airlines, resorts, cruise ships, travel agencies, all of that. I had so much fun with it. I loved the travel part. I love traveling. It's a huge passion of mine. So I loved it. And then my bachelor's degree was a little bit more focused on the business side of things, which I also I got a lot out of. So, you know, I'm really happy with my degree, even though I don't essentially use travel and tourism as much. I was a travel agent for a short period of time, but I realized I didn't really want to help other people travel. I just wanted to travel, you know. So but I'm really happy with what I got my education in. You know, there's so many more options now. When I was a senior in high school, you couldn't go to school for social media management and digital blah blah blah, all these majors that are available now that I don't even know what they are because I don't look at college courses on the daily. So there's so much more that has sprung up, and especially in the industry that I am in. I think it'd be really interesting to go back for something like that. There's definitely still parts of doing this full time that I have a lot of questions about, especially when it comes to contracts and, you know, just different things like that that I would love to be a little bit more knowledgeable in. But I don't know, truly, like, I really enjoyed my college years, and I enjoyed the education that I got. So yeah, I'm happy with it. Gwen says, what made you decide on a Vizsla over other breeds, and would you ever get another? That's a pretty common question that I get, is why we chose a Vizsla, because Vizslas are not a very well-known breed, I guess I'll say. My husband and I didn't know about them until we were doing research on dogs, because I am allergic to dogs. So we were looking for breeds that are hypo for me, and Vizslas were one that were listed, and we kind of wanted like a medium-sized dog. We were basically down between Vizslas and Weimaraners, and we thought that the Vizsla personality traits made more sense to us. And I don't think we will ever not have a Vizsla. We love the breed so much. We've connected with other people who have Vizslas, and I don't know, I just love their breed so much. They're called Velcro Vizslas. She's always right by our side, always right by one of us. They're very sensitive dogs, which sometimes can be challenging, but also sometimes it can just be the sweetest thing. And yeah, I love Very so much. We would love to get another. We've been talking about it quite a bit, especially with everything going on, because one reason we were hesitant to get another was because we had so much travel planned, and it's a lot to ask someone to watch one dog. It's a lot to ask someone to watch two dogs, especially a puppy. But yeah, I don't know. We definitely want another one. I just don't know when exactly it will happen. Sarah Buzz says, congratulations, love. Well, thanks. Oh, on the 90K, I was like, oh, thanks. Thank you. Do you believe success is connected to luck or hard work? I think that's a great question. I actually have an entire podcast episode on that, actually, if you would like to hear a more in-depth answer. I do have a podcast called Start Inspired, and it's from season 1 that I think it's called like Let's Get Lucky, I want to say it is. But I definitely think success is connected to hard work. I haven't had a lot of wow, I'm really lucky moments happen in life. I haven't had a lot of those. I've had more roadblocks than anything. I have not had a very smooth road. I still don't feel like my road is smooth at all, which is definitely very challenging. And I feel like everything that I've gotten is through hard work, through dedication, through consistency, through not giving up, and through being my biggest cheerleader and continuing to root myself on. So yeah, I would definitely say hard work. Wavy Maria R, hey, she says, who is the bigger bed hog, Mitch or Aries? Aries, 1000%. 1000%. That's another thing about a Vizsla. She sleeps right in our bed with us. Some people get really surprised, like especially some friends who are like, my dog sleeps at the end of the bed or like in their kennel or wherever. I'm like, yeah, Aries sleeps not only in our bed but under the covers and between the both of us. Like she has to be touching, somehow she has to be touching both of us or she won't fall asleep. And that is not a lie, and that is a Vizsla. She is super, like, has very long arms and legs, and she will stretch fully out, and like she will push me off the side of the bed. It is crazy. It's crazy. But she definitely is the bigger bed hog. This username is Alawiz. What tips do you have for someone trying to get back in shape? Okay, so what tips do I have for someone trying to get back in shape? I would say you got to get started, but to start small, and this is like kind of my advice for so many things, but to start off small and create achievable goals for yourself. If you are just starting to get back into working out, don't make a workout plan where you're working out 6 days a week for 90 minutes at a time. That's just not going to make sense. It's not going to be achievable to you. So I would say create a workout plan, like write something down, start with achievable goals, but also find what it is that works for you. I'm someone who, I really like yoga and Pilates. I hate running. One of my great girlfriends loves, like, she can run for miles and miles, and I'm like, no. Mitch prefers like physical activity, like playing basketball and things like that, and I'm like, no. Like I prefer to be on my yoga mat or something like that. So find what it is that works for you and keep up that way. Need147 says, what is your daily fitness routine like? Do you do other workouts besides yoga? I typically try to work out in the mornings. I'm generally very busy throughout the day, and once I start working and I get into my office, it's like game over. I mean, it's 5:20. I'm filming this video. I just finished filming. I did a makeup look. Like, once I start getting going, like I'm pretty much gone. So I try to do it in the morning. I usually wake up between like 6 and 6:30, and one of the first things that I do is my skincare routine, and let my dog out. But I like to get on my yoga mat right away, just to be able to get it done, but also it's just a nice way to stretch in the morning, to breathe, kind of set my intention, think about my day and all of that. So I usually start off with a yoga routine. Right now I'm following a lot of Boho Beautiful, so I will do a routine from her. And then I also really like Blogilates here on YouTube, and I'm currently following her March calendar. I'm someone who loves calendars and routines and lists and all of that, and she creates one almost every month, and I just follow them along. I started March's a little bit late, so I'm kind of behind and catching up, but I usually do, she has shorter workouts on the list, and I typically do 2 workouts, but I like to focus on different parts of my body, whether it be legs or abs or arms. I don't like to do a lot of cardio. I do the yoga and then I do 2 more workouts, and then that's my workout. It usually takes me anywhere from 30 minutes to 45 minutes, just kind of depending on how long the different routines are. And that's typically what I do. Sometimes in the evening I might do another one. I might pop on Boho Beautiful or Blogilates, or I might do kind of my own routine with resistance bands or weights. I might do like, I like to do some dance workouts, like with TikTok. I like to come up with little moves to popular songs on TikTok, and I just kind of do them. Like, I pull my own TikTok and go through my own videos. I started creating those before TikTok, and like I used to try to come up with workout moves to popular songs and put them on YouTube, but they kept getting copyrighted and I didn't understand what was going on. That was before I had a YouTube channel too, but it's something I love doing. So now seeing that's like a popular thing to do on TikTok, I was like, I've been doing that for years. So that's fun to do, and I just follow my own workouts and get it in that way. But I typically try to do that Monday through Friday, and then Saturday is when I do longer yoga routines, and I really try to focus on stretching. I really try to focus on if there are certain poses that I'm working on, handstand routines and all of that. Sunday, I typically try to have it be a rest day. Question is from Town Sim 95. Says, you go to a lot of metal concerts. Who is your favorite, and did your hubby get you into it, or have you always? No, I've kind of always been into just, I just like music in general, just a lot of like, I'm just a fan of music. So I remember one thing that bonded us though in the beginning. We went to the same college, Mitch and I remember we were like, a bunch of us were going out to eat, and I offered to drive, and so I picked up a bunch of people in my car, and I was listening to System of a Down, and I remember Mitch going like, is this your CD? And I was like, yes. And he's like, you listen to System of a Down? And I was like, yes. So there, like, we had that kind of moment. So yeah, I've always just been kind of into the music myself, but it was really fun to find him, because not only are we both like into metal or like heavier rock, but we also just really bond over music in general. We like a lot of different genres and varieties, and he's like a human jukebox. No matter what song you play, like, he's going to know it, which is really fun. So yeah, we love going to concerts. It's one thing that I miss so bad right now. So many great bands that I enjoy. We kind of bonded like in college over like Bullet for My Valentine and Avenged Sevenfold, Slipknot. They're in Iowa. They're from Iowa, so a lot of people really enjoy Slipknot. I Prevail, we saw them recently. Escape the Fate, All That Remains. But yeah, we love going to concerts. That's one thing that I'm really looking forward to once we're able to, is to be getting back to going to see music, because I definitely miss it. This is from Ingrid. It says, I don't want to be a professional, but I'd love to write 2 books. How expensive is it to publish? It depends on the route that you want to go. I did an interview recently on my podcast with another author who is Fern Renee, and we were talking about her road to publishing. And she gave the great advice of, if you find a publisher and they want you, the author, to pay money up front, do not take it, run, go away. That is not how it works. That is not how it works. You as an author should not have to pay money to have your book published by a publisher. If you're going to pay money, it is because you are doing it yourself and you are self-publishing. So if a publisher is asking you for upfront costs, they're kind of what's called like a vanity press, and I would not recommend going with them. You're probably going to end up getting screwed over, and it's going to be more beneficial for you to self-publish if you don't want to go into traditional publishing. I myself am self-published. I'm very proud to be self-published. I've self-published all 8 of my novels, and that's what I prefer to do. When I started out, I was not interested in being traditionally published. I was not interested in getting an agent. I wrote 3 query letters because I felt like that's what I needed to do, but my heart was never in it, and I went to school. My degree is in entrepreneurship. I want to work for myself. I wanted to own my own business. I wanted to own my own publishing company, which I went on to do for several years, and that's not what I was interested in. So self-publishing definitely has a lot more cost versus traditional publishing, where a lot of times you can get a royalty or you can get a advance check up front while you are working on a book if a proposal does get accepted by a publisher, and then you get royalties on books that are sold. And if you do decide to go into self-publishing, there are costs, because with a traditional publisher, they pay for the editing and the proofreading, the printing, the marketing, and all of that. Self-publishing, you do pay for all of that yourself. So you would have to hire an editor, hire a proofreader, hire a cover designer, hire someone to actually put everything together so your book can be published in print, hire someone to put everything together so your book can be available on ebooks. So that process can be pretty pricey, but from there, typically the only part of the royalty that you're splitting is with who you're publishing for. So it doesn't cost money to publish books on something like Kindle Direct Publishing or KDP, which is how to get your books on Amazon, but they do take a percentage of the royalties. So again, like I'm saying, I've had so many of you message me to say, hey, I found a publisher and they only want this much money up front, and every time I'm like, no, do not do it. They're not going to do anything for you. But it's essentially free to publish your book on Kindle Direct Publishing, but then you split the royalties with Amazon. Same as with Barnes & Noble. If you put your book on Barnes & Noble, you're going to split the fees with you're going to split the royalties with Barnes & Noble. But you do have to pay for everything. Like, I would not suggest just writing a book and trying to put it on Kindle Direct Publishing. You need to have professionals edit it, proofread it, give it a good cover to draw people in, and then also to make sure it's formatted correctly so people are actually able to read your books. The question is from Anna8511, says, how do you feel to see how far you've come? What does your husband say about it all? I think it's pretty cool. Like, just as like before I was sitting down, I had a friend actually send me a picture. I was in my hometown newspaper the other day. I got interviewed for my Ofra collection and for winning influencer, skincare influencer of the year at the American Influencer Awards, and it ran in the newspaper. So one of my friends from back home sent a picture of like my big old face in the newspaper, and I was like, oh, that's weird. But to be honest, a lot of things I don't know if I want to say like they haven't really like sunk in, but I don't feel any different than before I had a collaboration, before I had an award on my desk, before I don't feel like me myself. I don't feel any different. I don't feel any different at 90,000 subscribers than I did at 10,000 subscribers. I don't feel better than anyone. I don't feel better than myself back in the day. I don't feel that sort of way. I feel very proud. I feel like I've accomplished a lot. I hope that as I continue to grow and do certain things, I hope that I'm inspiring other people to keep doing whatever it is that they want to do and do it in a very authentic way to them. I feel like I haven't changed myself. Of course, I've grown and changed throughout my journey on social media, starting in 2009. And even starting a YouTube channel in 2015, and who I am today. I've definitely changed and I've grown up, and I mean, I would hope so as a human being. I would hope that would be the case, but I still feel like everything I do is very true to myself and very authentic to myself, and I hope that resonates with my audience and what keeps bringing people back. So yeah, I feel very proud, but I also feel like I just want to keep working harder and seeing what other opportunities are there for me. So yeah, and I feel like my husband is pretty much the same way. Like, he's super proud of everything I do, and you know, every time I have something exciting, you know, him and my mom are the first people that I want to tell. And it's cool to see him because we've been together for so long. Like, we started dating when I was 19 years old, so he's heard me say all of these different things that I want to do, and being able to achieve them. Like, it's cool to be with someone for that long and for them to see you through your worst moments, and then for them to see you when you're, you know, at the top, or whatever you want to say there. Funny, there's so many workout questions, which I think is really interesting. Question from Renelle says, what are you watching now? We're currently watching Schitt's Creek on Netflix, and I am cracking up. I'm really enjoying it. Question from her is, something you didn't like 2 years ago that you swear by now in terms of makeup? Lip gloss. I was never a lip gloss person, and I have Millie right next to me. It's not what I'm wearing today, but yeah, I was not a lip gloss person at all 2 years ago. Question is from Melanie86. What would you recommend as a first beauty video for an all-new YouTuber? I don't know, man. I mean, what? That's a hard question. Mine was just like a hello video. It literally was called Hello Chicklet Plus. That's the name of my blog. And my channel started out as a book channel, kind of just like an extension of my blog. I literally was like, hi, I'm Samantha March, and I have a blog, Chicklet Plus, and now I'm gonna make YouTube videos. I don't know what people really do for their first videos. I would say don't put a ton of pressure on yourself, because unless you're coming from a social media platform where you already have a really huge following, chances are your videos aren't going to get viewed a lot or get a lot of traction until you've been doing it for a little bit. So I would say don't put too much pressure on yourself. But I mean, you could do like a favorites video or a collection video or a tag video. I think there's like some tag videos that could make sense as like a first video. But yeah, I would say don't put too much pressure on yourself. I think this is a really fun question. Gracie Violet says, any big YouTube regrets, like a missed opportunity or something? I have had so many missed opportunities with YouTube because I worry about what others will think of me. I worry about other people perceiving me differently if I would have taken some of these opportunities. And looking back, it's complete self-sabotage. Also have a podcast episode on that. It's complete self-sabotage, and I'm trying to not live my life like that. Some of the things that I've turned down with the brands and with other YouTubers really bums me out. But I was like, oh no, what if people think this about me, or think that about me, or get mad at me about this, or think I'm this? And yeah, I've missed a lot of opportunities because of that. Now I'm going to try not to do that anymore. That's where I'm going to wrap it up, because I'm seeing a lot of like repeat questions, definitely about workouts, getting more dogs, what do I want to do after quarantine, and all of that. But that is where I'm going to wrap it up for the questions. Okay, hopefully I answered quite a few, and I hope that you had fun with that. But I also wanted to get into the little giveaway to celebrate 90K. I feel like it probably is going to look like a little bit of a different video. I'm having some technical difficulties with my Canon, and I already filmed it, but it will not let me import just my last file talking about the giveaway to my computer, so I'm refilming it on my Sony. So that's very upsetting, and I'm hoping everything else goes okay, because I sat here for a really long time filming that video. So let's keep our fingers crossed. But I wanted to wrap up talking about the giveaway. I will have everything in my description box in case I miss anything, since I'm refilming this part. But I wanted to do something a little bit different. A lot of times I do like a box of makeup giveaway, which I think is fun, and I love being able to do that. But I wanted to do something maybe a little bit more personalized this time around. And I did this over holiday time. In my 25 days of giveaways, I ran a similar style of giveaway, and so many people seemed to enjoy it, and I got so much good feedback on it. I was actually only going to do it once in my 25 days of giveaway, and I ended up doing it 3 times because so many people seemed to enjoy it. But I recently posted a video all about the Sephora sale, the spring sale, so I give a ton of recommendations in there, and I'm going to have 2 winners pick out a product that they want to receive from that video, and I will buy it from Sephora and ship it directly to you. So this is what I did during my 25 days of giveaways, but I had you pick from my 2018 Best of Beauty, like where are they now video. That is the one that I had recently posted, so I had people choose prizes from there. And since I just posted my Sephora video, I thought that I could gift products from there. So Again, there is going to be 2 winners. I will link my video down below. If you haven't seen it, you can go check it out, listen to my recommendations and what I say about the products, and choose the item that you would like to receive gifted from me. And then I will also have a Google form in the description box. Make sure to fill that out with your name and address and contact information, and then let me know what product that you would like to receive. And I will do like the random number generator and have it pick 2 entries for me from there. So that's it. Just make sure you're a subscriber, like this video, and all of that. I'll probably have some bonus entries over on my Instagram, which is March Beauty Word, and my Twitter, which is by Samantha March. If you are interested in following me over there, I typically do bonus entries, but you just have to make sure you're a subscriber here and then fill out that Google form, because that's how I'm going to pick the winners. It was really so fun over the 25 days of giveaways to see what people wanted to receive, and crazily enough, 2 winners picked the exact same thing, the Natasha Denona Super Glow Highlight in Fair, which I thought was super funny. So I really enjoyed seeing that, so that was a lot of fun. Other than that though, I am going to be purchasing directly from Sephora and shipping it to you, so just make sure it's an address that I can ship to. That is the only kind of stipulation there. And let's see, I think that's everything, but again, I'm refilming this, so I'm just trying to make sure I got everything. Everything will be in my description box. The end date will be in there, the links in there to the Google form, and I hope that you're excited for it. Again, I love giving out big boxes and everything, but I just wanted to do something a little bit more personal. Maybe there's a skincare item that you really want repurchased and I can help you out with that. Just different things. So I hope that you're still excited. It means a lot for me to be able to do something like this, and I really want to give back. I try to run giveaways and give back as often as I can, and I'm really so appreciative for 90,000 people to decide to subscribe to my channel and for your continued support. It really does mean so much. So I hope that you enjoyed getting to know me through my glass. I did pretty good on my glass of wine, not gonna lie, but I hope you enjoyed getting to know me a little bit more. Thank you to everyone who sent in a question and for coming by to support my channel. I appreciate it so much. So if you did enjoy it, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you go, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.